Welcome to 3D comparison. So importing OBJ files with texture that were generated using generative AI within Fusion will have the following texture. So we see over here that the objects seem glossy or wet, and sometimes the texture is hard to see. As you can see, this is a case study, and we do have those highlights on top of the model. Now we can change that directly within Fusion over here, because if I will try to change the appearance of this object by right-clicking, go to appearance, we're going to see that actually the material being used within this design is the following. So we're going to have over here a steel setting in this case. And as soon as I'm going to try to address the roughness of the model that will influence those highlights, the model will lose the texture. So I'm just going to go with something like this. So we see over here, this is roughness set to 0. The model looks like this. If I'm going to go all the way up to 1, we're going to see that the texture is no longer available over here. I can go over here within advanced, and we see over here we have the same slider and the same color picker over here. But after that, we have over here additional settings. So we have over here advanced highlights control. So we can change the orientation. But as you can see, the texture will not appear in this case. And we also don't have any additional settings over here for the texture. I can go ahead and I can add image. In this case, I can apply the base color on top of the model. But we're going to see that actually Fusion will no longer be able to map that accordingly. So it doesn't actually use the UV wrap over here for the model. If I will try to edit the image, we're going to see that the image will look like this. So again, I don't have any settings regarding the tiling of this. If I will just go with none for the tiling, you're going to see that the texture will still not be properly linked over here. We do have the information, but again, as I said previously, Fusion no longer knows exactly how to use that. I can also add over here a normal map, but that will also not be mapped accordingly. So if I'm going to delete this and I will load it again, so currently this is being selected and deleted. I do have the possibility to initially add a different model, change for that the appearance. So let's say that I'm just going to create over here an extrusion. I just want some geometry over here within the viewport because I want to change that before I'm loading the model. So I do have this model. I can select this. I can go over here within appearance. And over here, we're going to see that I now have within my design following two materials. This is the one previously that I changed, so I can go ahead and I can delete. And this is the one that is being set over here. So I'm just going to go with the roughness set to 1 in this case. Now we only have one material. And now I'm going to load again that mesh. Using insert mesh, I'm going to load the same OBJ file. And let's see, currently Fusion will now load the model. It will take some time because the model is quite well defined. I can also go ahead and I can orient this. As you can see, we have the following. I can flip the direction. I will also move the character to the side and I'm going to hit OK. And as you can see over here, this new object has a new material. This one isn't glossy. This one, it is glossy. So if I'm going to select this, I'm going to go with a right click, appearance. I do have this additional material over here. And again, if I will select this and I will try to do any changes over here, that texture will no longer be available. So we have over here the roughness. I can go with a slider or I can go with an image. Just as an example, I'm going to add the same base color, but as soon as I'm going to do that, again, this will lose that texture. So we see over here that working with this is a little bit more trickier since Fusion loses the capability of maintaining that UV map once you do any modification to this. So over here, just by scrolling, I changed the roughness by mistake. So let's try some additional. Keep in mind that within Fusion, if you're just going to move onto a slider over here by using the mouse scroll wheel, you can change the value. So you need to pay attention over here. You see over here the shape. And as you can see, as soon as I'm trying to do any changes, those will no longer be kept over here, so the texture. Now, if you're going to check over here the structure of the obj file, it will have the base color, metallic, normal, and roughness. And we have over here for the obj an MTL file, so this is the material texture library. I can go ahead and I can open this with a text editor. And we're going to see that these are also parameters that will influence how the model will look. So currently this set KA from ambient, this is set to 1. We have also the following with S, which is set to 0.5. We have this value set to 1.5 and illumination to 2. And these are the maps that are being used. Now, the main difference between Fusion and Blender is that if I'm going to drag and drop this within Blender, I'm going to import the model. We're going to see that it will look as following. So it does have those highlights. I can enable the texture. And as you can see, this will look completely different since within Blender we have an environment that is being reflected on top of our character. That is actually available over here within the shading workbench, and we see over here the environment. If I want to do some changes within Blender, I can select the model, I can go to material, and we see this is the value 0.5 that we also had over here for NI. I can go with 0, and in this case it will reflect everything, or I can go with a higher value. As you can see, that will also not help us over here. We can also go within base, and over here we see that we have different categories. So we do have the diffuse, the same as within Fusion. I can add over here 1. As you can see, that will not change the overall reflection that we currently have. Now, we do have some additional changes over here that we can make. But as you can see, I have alpha, but this will just make the model visible or not visible. And the main problem is that this is a PBR material. So if I'm going to try to go over here with a different value, we're going to see that this will start reflecting a lot more. So just by changing the IOR over here, that will not make the model better visible over here. Now we do have this metallic section, and within the metallic section, we do have an additional IOR over here. So I'm just going to go with 0 in this case. But as you can see, it will have the same effect as the previous one. So that will also not be the one that will change this property. Now, one option would be to just remake this material over here. And let's take a look at that. So I'm just going to go within shading, and we have the following settings. I can also center on the character so I can better visualize this. I have the possibility to just remove the links for the roughness, for the metallic, and for the normal. We're going to see that now the character will look as following. We still has that wet look, but I can go over here within the IOR. If I'm going to set this to a different value, it will be as following, but actually this roughness will now control everything. So if I'm going to go with 1, and you see that main difference between Blender and Fusion is that this will maintain the texture. If we try to change the roughness within Fusion, it will lose those. I can also undo all the changes to the additional maps that were added over here. As you can see, now for the base color, I no longer have that roughness setting. So since it's a PBR material, I will need to remove the metallic in this case. I can set this to 1. That will be the following. But as soon as I'm going to release those from the roughness, I have full control over the roughness. And if I'm going to set this to 1, it will look as following. But now, since I still have the normal map added, the texture will look like this. So I also have to remove that in order to only keep the base color over here. So this is how we can do the workaround within Blender. But over here with Infusion, the main problem is that if I'm going to try to remove those, the texture will be removed. So this is the material, and as soon as I'm going to do any change to that, that will be done. Another option would be to change the material. So over here, this is the NTL. I can go ahead and I can delete all of those additional materials. I will only leave the base color map. I'm going to hit save. The problem is that now if I'm going to load the model again, it will still maintain those. So this is the same model. The MTL material is no longer being linked. So those additional files should not be loaded. But over here with Infusion, the way the materials are set up, they will automatically add those parameters back. So we see over here the mesh is being imported, and this will be the newly imported one. If I'm going to zoom out, we're going to see that they will both have the same visuals over here. So I can go ahead and where I have the files, I'm just going to go ahead and delete those. So they are no longer being available. We see this is the MTL file. If I'm going to load this, it no longer have the additional textures. And let's try to load this again, but I'm just going to create a new file. So in this case, if there are any settings that have remained within Fusion cache, let's say that those will no longer be available. So I'm loading the same model. Keep in mind that I deleted those additional files. So Fusion should no longer have access to those maps. And we're going to see that the model that will be loaded will still have the appearance that will look like that. As you can see, Fusion will recreate that material that will have the glossiness. And this is why you can't actually change this. I know that the texture don't look really good within Fusion, but keep in mind that Fusion is not intended for working with texture. It's mostly engineering software. We can load some models that have UV unwrap. We can visualize those, but it's actually not very friendly regarding the overall properties. So we see over here the main difference between Blender is that we can maintain that texture, we can modify the links for the metallic roughness and normal maps over here, and we have full control over that. But within Fusion, we don't. So even though I modify that file and I remove those, so let me just open that. We see it over here. It only has the base color. I'm just curious. I'm going to delete the base color and I will load this again. Because I do think that Fusion uses something like a cache over here. And the first time that the model is being loaded, those information are still being stored. And let's take a look over here if that texture will still be loaded. And actually it doesn't. We see that now that I deleted that, it no longer has the texture. I'm just going to delete this last model. I'm going to undo the base color deletion. So I'm just going to go ahead over here, and within the material, I will also delete over here all of those parameters. So we only have the texture that is being attached to this. So let's see if now that texture will be available. So I'm loading the same model for which one I changed the material library. And I'm really curious if the texture will be kept and all of those parameters will be set to 0 in this case. But I do think that Fusion will just create a material that will have those specular highlights. And as you can see, this is the model. It's currently blue, but I can see the texture already added over there. So we see that the model has been loaded. So just like I said previously, Fusion will recreate those PBR materials that will have those properties. And again, if you're going to try to change those within the appearance, you also have over here texture map control. The projection, it should be set automatically to use that. You can also go to this diagnostic, but automatic will use the UV mapping that the model has and that the Blender can understand that. If I will try to change again the appearance, we see that over here we have only two materials. So we have this one. I'm just going to right click that one and I will try to do some changes. And as soon as I'm going to do that, all those that had texture have lost that texture now. Let's try another import for the model because I'm really curious if there is a workaround and if anyone knows how to deal with this. I'm really curious because this will be quite important for people that use generative AI OBJ meshes within Fusion. They will want to do some changes over here to the overall texture. So this is the model, and yeah, as you can see, if I'm just going to right click over here, that will be the appearance. And yeah, I don't have any access to those informations. Okay, so this was my video regarding texture that look glossy or wet within Fusion, and I don't know exactly how to modify this. So I tried changing the material library. We see over here that if I'm just going to delete the base color, that texture will no longer be visible. So let me just go ahead and delete those. So we only kept the mesh over here, but as soon as I'm going to load that mesh again, the material will be created within Fusion that will have those roughness values that will give us the spectral look. So we see the model now being loaded. I'm just going to flip this around, move it to the side, and it looks as following. And again, within the appearance, we're going to see that for this one, we have the following materials. And if I will try over here to add that, so we have the color, and we also have that projection. Let me just go back to the projection, and this is set to automatically. I just want to try to reapply that image. So currently that has been deleted, so I will need to undo that. This is the base color. I'm just going to load it back. And we see that it's not being properly projected over here. So Fusion doesn't really understand the UV mapping. If I will try to change over here this to be, let's say, planar, it won't do any changes. Box, spherical. We do see that there are some slight shifts, but it's not how it should be. So Fusion actually tries to use those primitives to do the wrapping, but none will actually match those over here that we have for the model. So over here, if I will go within UV editing, we're going to see that this is the actual UV, this is the model, and we're going to see that match between the texture and the polygons. So this is the UV unwrap of the model that Fusion doesn't properly understand. Or if there are any, let's say, workaround to this, I don't know exactly how to do so. And this is why I decided to make this video. So again, if you have any information regarding the UV mapping within Fusion, how you can modify the roughness, let me know in the comment section because I'm really curious. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I'm going to add this to Fusion Tips and Tricks playlist. And if you enjoy this kind of content, you can consider to subscribe. You're going to find a subscribe button over here on the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.